water, my friend.
So again, when you're drilling, take your time, try not to rush, because when you rush, I saw a couple students missing some steps, all right? So again, from here, put in your mind, I'm in a dangerous position, your frame's up, you might get punched, you might get elbowed, whatever, okay? Now, I have to create an off balance. Jiu-Jitsu is mostly about creating off balance and creating mistakes, okay? So when I'm here, whether I create a mistake or I create a bait, whether I'm allowing him to go for an attack, and if he goes for it, now I could use that as a fake to off balance, okay? Now from here, what I like to do is I like to keep the pressure on him, because if I release his leg, he's probably gonna sit back down, and now I've just missed my hips, right? I just missed that opportunity, okay? So from here, bump, palm underneath the hips. This is my cue, this is my trigger. As soon as this trigger comes back down, I'm gonna bridge up, both feet on the mat, bridge up, and bench press up, okay? Now from here, knees to my chest, and I activate my hooks. This is super important. Don't do ballerina feet. Please don't do that here. All right, you're gonna have extra push-ups. I'm just joking. So, jiu-jitsu your feet. Once you jiu-jitsu your feet, you're gonna release and start to look for your grip. All right, again, there's different type of grips here. The grip that we're using is the clinch and the one over the shoulder, okay? Now, when I'm ready to sit up, I create a little bit of momentum. I sit up, and I extend my legs. I get nice and comfortable here. Again, if he tries to drive in, I use my forearm to block and push, okay? If I allow him to drive in, now I'm probably gonna get smashed from here, and now he's probably gonna start working a body lock series on me, which we don't want that. So as soon as I sit up, I have this clinch here, and my forearm is blocking him from advancing, okay? Now, as I sit up from here, okay, let's turn this way, please. Perfect, okay? If my partner grabs the back of my neck with his right hand, boom, that's my cue, all right? What could that cue be for? Yep, you said it. Straight arm lock, okay? So as soon as I feel him grab my neck, right? Some guys will grab on and not let go. So as soon as I feel that, that's a trigger for me to go for that straight arm lock, okay? Now when I go for that straight arm lock, notice my hand is cupping the shoulder, and I'm gonna go thumbs down, okay? So I didn't like it, thumbs down. So as I go thumbs down, I'm gonna go palm to palm. Now it doesn't matter where his head is, I don't really care, okay? So I'm gonna bring my forearm over, scrape over the head, and I use my forearm to kind of push him away from here. Okay, so it's kind of distracting him at the same time. Now from here, as he's grabbing onto my neck, I'm gonna start driving my left elbow down as I'm scraping, and I wanna find that elbow. As I find that elbow, I kind of connect this notch where my wrist is, right behind the elbow. And it's above the elbow, okay? We're not going below the elbow. We're scraping all the way down so that this part lands right over, okay? My blade goes right over the elbow. Okay, so back again here. Thumb down, I didn't like that movie. Palm to palm, I scrape, I make him look the other way. As he looks the other way, I'm gonna bring my left elbow down, because, why am I bringing my left elbow down? To scrape his elbow up. So as I scrape it up, now I'm in a good position for the straight arm lock, okay? Now notice, your thumb has to be pointing down and your blade has to be activated over the elbow. We're not doing a flat surface here. If we're doing this, he might be able to eat it and move on to something else or defend. So we're here. As I drive down, I pinch my ear to my shoulder, I drive down, and I finish, okay? You could use this grip, we can use a butterfly grip, or we can use this rear naked choke grip, all right? So we have 3 different variations to finish a straight arm lock. One more time. I just sat up, I have my grips, okay? And again from here, if my partner, I didn't mention this, but if my partner starts to look up towards the sky, right? He's looking up. My right hand, who remembers this, slides up
to the crown.
To the crown, right? Like I like to think of Muay Thai. Muay Thai, they clinch, they drop your head down, and they blast you with knees. Not here, but it's pretty similar. So here we're gonna slide up towards the crown and force him to look down. Thumbs down, I didn't like it. Palm to palm, scrape over. As I saw down, I'm gonna saw up and curve that elbow so that his elbow is pointing up towards the sky, okay? Drive down with my first variation. Second variation will be the butterfly. So the first one will be palm to palm. Second will be butterfly. And third will be a rear naked choke grip. All right? Any questions with that? You guys got it? Sure? So? One more time, absolutely. So from here or from the beginning?
Just for the arm locks.
From here, okay? So from here, again, tight clinch. If my partner's looking up, I'm just gonna force his head back down. Thumb down, so as I do the thumb down, I'm kind of opening up my palm. I'm ready to catch. So as I'm ready to catch, I'm gonna go over the top here, and I might shift to the side here and make him look the other way, okay? Now my job here is to rotate his elbow so it points up to the sky, because right now I can't finish it. So as I saw down, I want to connect that notch where my wrist is, and I want to turn his elbow up towards the ceiling. Now from here, I pinch my head to my shoulder, I drive down, and there's my first finish with the wrist to wrist, with the palm to palm. Second will be a butterfly, drive down, and finish. Third will be a rear naked choke finish, drive down, and finish. Okay? Any questions with that submission?
The finishing mechanics, are you sitting forward or are you pulling your lats and chesting in?
Yeah, so for the mechanics, like for the rest of your body here, I'm kind of driving in and I'm driving down. So I'm like kind of crunching in.
Okay.
I'm crunching in and I'm using this blade to cut straight down. Okay? Good question, all right? We're gonna add one more submission. For those that were here, you can reinforce it. This will be a combination. So from here, okay? Let's say if my partner doesn't grab onto my neck, what else could I do? Guillotine, right? Which guillotine did we do the other day?
Marcellitine.
Marcellitine, right? Or the high elbow guillotine, all right? So from here, let's say my partner doesn't grab onto my neck, right? He didn't give me the cue or the trigger for the straight arm lock. In that case, my left hand's gonna go pledge allegiance. As it goes pledge allegiance, my right hand gonna slide up to the crown. I'm gonna drive his head down and feed it underneath my armpit. So one more time from here. Pledge allegiance. As I go pledge allegiance, okay, this hand, drive the crown down, bring his head underneath my armpit, and again from here, I'm completely covering his neck, okay? Just a little tip here. I see some, like if you watch UFC matches and you see guys that are trying to choke somebody out and you see that the neck is exposed, most likely the guy's gonna pop his head out and escape. All right, so if you see this fully covered, the guy's probably most likely in big trouble, higher percentage rate. All right, now the Marcellitine, when we're here, you guys can't see, come around over here. The Marcellitine, what am I doing? So underneath my partner, his head is over here and I'm opening up my hand, okay? So this is straight. I'm gonna go over the top. My middle finger connects to my wrist here. Okay, so you guys can do it with me. Middle finger goes on your wrist here. And I'm gonna throw that over top for a high elbow guillotine. All right? And who remembers, what do I do with this lever? Close it. So I'm closing this space up. Okay, I'm not in here trying to squeeze and look good. I'm lifting up the lever and I'm finishing using less energy. All right, so one more time here. Pledge allegiance, I drive side to side, I catch. Sometimes I use this hand to kind of like push and like even make this even tighter. So I'll push the elbow down and kind of expose my hand a little bit more, okay? From here, go over the top, grab onto your wrist. As I grab onto my wrist, I throw my wrist over the trap and my elbow comes nice and high up. And then from here, I'm just pulling my hand up. All right, so all I'm doing is just pulling my hand up. I'm not squeezing, I'm not burning out muscle. Okay, so one more time. Well, here, he didn't grab onto my neck. Perfect opportunity. Pledge allegiance. I have that guillotine ready. I open up my head. I stuff his head underneath. I catch over the top. No neck exposure. Use my right hand to push. Grab over the top. Okay, and from here, my hands are nice and loose. I'm gonna whip it over, and then this is when it gets really tight. Once it gets really tight, I start to drive up, and I finish. Any questions with those two? I think you are. Pretty good? All right, let's get one person working, and then after that, we'll let your partner drill. All right, on two, 1, 2.
Water, my friend.